Here we are going to look at the second section in this course, whereby we will try to understand what are the methods or approach that we can use in order to select our project. We all know that we usually have more projects than available resources in an organization. So in order to select the best project to implement, organization must think of some method or approach in order to select the best or the most urgent project to be implemented first. And in this section, we are going to look at two approaches. The first one is strategic planning approach, and the second one is a financial analysis approach. In a strategic planning approach, we are going to look at three methods. The first method is called SWOT analysis. The second is called balanced scorecard, and the third is a weighted scoring model. So we start off by using the first method, which is to conduct our SWOT analysis. In conducting a SWOT analysis for our business, actually what we are trying to do is to identify our business strengths, okay, our internal business strength and weakness. And then we try to identify from our internal strength and weaknesses, what will be the possible opportunity and threats this can bring to our business. And from this, we will come up with a list of projects. And from this list of projects, we can classify it based on whether it's a problem-oriented, opportunity-oriented, or is an directive-oriented, right? Here is an example of a problem-oriented project. Example, problem. For example, our organization is having a lot of legacy system. Actually, legacy system brings a lot of challenges. For example, it may bring cybersecurity threats to our organization, or actually it may cause operational inefficiency in our business operation. And for opportunity-oriented project, it could be a data-driven organization project. Such that the purpose of this type of project is to change some organizational culture, such that the decision making in organization will be transformed, okay, from intuition oriented into fact driven decision. All right, and this type of data-driven organization will give organization a lot of transparency into existing business operations. Okay, can have a real-time data about its current business operation, its business KPI. And about the directive-oriented kind of project, for example, organization may aim, okay, to implement the ESG concept in organization, because it is future government regulations, such that business must manage its waste. Okay, the business waste, product waste management. Okay, the business should taking care of employee health and employee safety. They must have some project to ensure there will be waste management in place in organization. There will be employee healthcare, employee safety management in place. Okay, so to ensure that the organization is has the right mechanism to manage its future risk. Okay, risk management kind of project. All right. And then based on this list of project, we are going to use a second tool called balanced scorecard to evaluate our list of projects. What is a balanced scorecard? Balanced scorecard is actually a framework all right, a framework introduced by Kaplan and Norton, all right. And it is actually a framework for strategic management performance metrics. And in this framework, it introduced actually 4 dimensions or 4 perspectives of an organization KPI, 4 dimension, okay, of an organization KPI, such that it divide organization KPI into financial perspective, customer perspective, internal process perspective, and also the learning and growth perspective. Okay, from the financial perspective, the possible KPI could be, for example, revenue, sales, profit, asset, organization asset, market share. And then from the customer perspective, the possible KPI could be customer experience, customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, customer repurchasing rate. And then from the third perspective, internal process perspective, we have a set of KPIs such as process efficiency, process automation, and optimization, something like that. And then in the last dimension, which is a dimension of KPI, that is a learning and growth perspective, it would include, for example, our employee innovation. All right. It includes our employee retention, experience, and so on. And this kind of innovation, okay, is considered as a growth type of project, such that with the innovation with innovation coming from our employee, there is a potential growth, okay, for a business, right? For example, we are creating innovative product or innovative service. So there's a potential that, of course, there could be some could be failure, all right. And but regardlessly, innovation is a good thing to start with, okay. So to summarize, the key idea in this slide is that in strategic planning approach, okay, if you want to use strategic planning approach to select a project, we start off by conducting SWOT analysis. And this SWOT analysis is meant to identify what are the projects that we need in our business. Okay, it's meant to identify what projects are needed. And then from the list of projects that we have analyzed using SWOT analysis that we have come up, okay, based on our SWOT analysis, we will classify our project. The classification of project is meant to identify how urgent our projects are, right? And then we also use the second method of balanced scorecard. The purpose is to identify how well our project can help our business to achieve our business strategic goals and visions. And with this, the expected outcome, okay, after running through these 2 approaches under strategic planning will be a shortlisted projects. From the shortlisted project, we are going to run our third method called run our weighted scoring model. Now, let us look at this. Here we are going to use weighted scoring model in order to select our project, right? Can you see here we have a column called criteria. Criteria here is actually a list of conditions that we want to evaluate our project against, okay? And this criteria actually come from our balanced scorecard, right? The KPI that we find is important, okay, to our organization, that's important to our business, we list out. And then for each of the criteria that we want to evaluate, we are going to give it a weight, all right? A weight, the value of the weight can range from 0 to 100, okay? That for all the criteria, the total weight must add up to 100%. And then for all of the shortlisted project, we are going to evaluate it, okay, based on the criteria, okay, by giving each project a score. Okay, give it a score with respect to the criteria that we have listed on the left-hand side here. Okay, and then we are going to multiply, for example, the first criteria weight, okay, we multiply it with the score for this project A, all right, and we're going to sum up by multiplying the score by the weights, all right, add to the third criteria, all right, which is same thing, okay, which we are trying to multiply for each criteria's score for that respective project, we multiply with the respective criteria weights. So 90 multiplied by 25% plus 70 score multiplied by 15% plus 50 score multiplied by 15% and so on. We all add up together and to create a weighted project score for this particular project A. All right. And then we do the same thing for project B, C, D, and so on. So eventually we have a table, okay, listing out the weighted score for each project. And then we can draw a bar chart to visualize our the score for each of the shortlisted projects. And obviously what we can see here is that because project B has a higher score, so we are going to choose project B to be implemented. All right, at least implement it first, right? So basically for a strategic planning approach, we are going to use 3 methods. First, run our SWOT analysis first, conduct our organization SWOT analysis first, and then come up with a list of projects. Then from a list of projects, we try to map or evaluate that list of project using balanced scorecard KPI, the KPI perspective. All right, the 4 KPI perspective. And then from there, we will come up with a shortlisted project. All right. And then we try to do a more quantitative method to evaluate, all right, to decide which project to be implemented.